Good morning, welcome to another reading vlog. This week, join me as I read books, go to work, and potentially there's an author event in there, but yeah, let's get into this week. So it is Sunday and it is my reading day. I am snug, ready to go, and as always I'm running late for my lives, guys. I'm not very good at this getting here on time malarkey. I got up, but I ended up colouring on my iPad. But I have had my audiobook on this morning, and that is Murder in the Gallowgate by Danielle Sellers, and I'm really enjoying it. I am so glad I switched to audio for this. So I started this at the beginning of the month, soft DNF'd it due to the long chapters. However, they don't feel as long in audio because there's like time date stamps within the chapter. So I feel like I can stop at that point and come back to it. So yeah, I've already listened to that today. I might continue, I haven't decided yet. I have listened to like 20-ish% of that this morning. And then I'm about to go live, as I've just said, hence the rapid fire chat I've got coming at you. And I'm going to be reading I Am Death by Chris Carter, and I'm excited to get into this properly. I am only 34 pages in. I didn't pick it up yesterday. I just decided to do other things. So I'm so excited to get stuck into it properly. I'm going to be reading it on my Kindle to start with, I think, until I get into the crux of it all. But yeah, that is basically all I'm going to talk to you about. I'm going to play some Dreamlight Valley later. My other half's mum is popping round this afternoon as well, so I will be having a bit of a chat with her. The football's on, the Formula One's on, so yeah, plenty of reading and Dreamlight Valley time today, so come with me for a very wholesome self-care Sunday. Good morning and happy Monday. Just good morning, it's Monday. It's raining, it's miserable and it's dark. I don't know about you guys, but I hate autumn and winter because it's dark, and I find that very hard then to have to be an adult in life because all I want to do is sit and read under a blanket. It was lovely yesterday when I got to read all day. Speaking of which, let's talk about that. So yesterday I had a really good reading day and I started the day with my audiobook, and that is Murder in the Gallowgate by Danielle Sellers. I am so glad I gave this book a second chance and switched to audio because I'm really enjoying it. I'm about halfway at this point now, and that being said, it is half day in terms of teaching today and I have planning time this afternoon, so I will be listening to my audiobook then. However, I won't be at home, so I won't be listening to it as long, probably because I am in the building. I have something after school, which means I have to be in the building, so I'm fine with that. We'll see how we go this week. But that's the first book I want to talk about. Then yesterday, let me talk to you about I Am Death by Chris Carter. Oh my goodness. So I think I was at page 34 when I started my sprints yesterday. And I think when I logged my pages yesterday, so this isn't just purely sprints, I think sprints I did read about 210 pages, but I finished on page 267, probably could have kept going, but my eyes said no. Wow. If you were in my live at the time, the reactions to that book, I can't say any more than that if I'm being completely honest with you. Stevie's glasses are very wonky. What is going on? There we go. Yeah. I'll say no more than that, apart from power tools are going to have a whole new meaning for me. Yeah. Bloody good book, guys. And that being said, I've already had it on this morning. I've already done my treadmill workout, which you'll see coming very soon. I've done a 20-minute walk, which means a 20-minute reading sprint, technically. So yeah, I have read this morning already. I'm going to go to work. When I get home, it will be straight into tea, as I don't think I'll be finishing before 5. However, once my sister has dropped Bella off, I'm probably going to try and read a bit. I was hoping to finish it today, but that would be if I was working normal hours. I'm not, so I would love to get it finished. I've got about 135 pages to go, but I don't think that's going to be the case, unfortunately. But yeah. Now, I think this was my pretty much tone of the week. I'm going to drive to work because it's raining. So yeah, I'm going to head into work now. So have a lovely Monday, guys. And yeah, come along with me and I'll speak to you very, very soon. Tuesday. I'm surprisingly alert today. I did go to sleep about 9:30, 10:15, and I slept straight through till 5. I would have slept till my alarm at 5:30 had my watch not given me an update reminder that, rather irritatingly, I've got it set to update automatically when on charge. It doesn't do it anytime. Then it pings at me when I take it off charge to say, oh, you've got an update available. And then at 5 o'clock this morning, unable to install update. Why I need pinging awake when my phone is on Do Not Disturb and my watch is on Do Not Disturb? It's irritating that Apple think they can override that. But that's my rant of the day. Let me talk to you about yesterday. So, originally I said I was going to listen to Murder in the Gallowgate by Daniel Sellers. I did, but not as much as I'd hoped. So I did get my planning time. However, I ended up doing more jobs that required me being away from my headphones. Other people were working in there and were talking to me. So I ended up listening to a chapter, which actually was 10 pages. So the chapters are shortening a little bit. However, the next chapter is an hour audio time. So we're probably talking a bit more pages. So yeah, I didn't get as much listened as I'd hoped. However, I did read a lot of I Am Death by Chris Carter. Now this book, I am at 94% just before going to work and I am fuming. So I listened to it this morning no I didn't. I read it this morning while I was walking on the treadmill and I'd got to like 88% last night. And I just said to Kieran, I could really wish I could stay up and read my book. And he went, you'll regret it, don't do it. And I did cave and I didn't stick it out. I did go to bed, which I'm glad for because this morning's me would not have loved last night's me. So yeah, I think this potentially is a 5-star, guys, and I haven't rated a thriller 5 stars yet this year. I'm going to be thinking about it all day, and I'm not even finishing early today. I am working till at least 4, and you can guarantee the first thing I'm going to do when I get home at 4 o'clock, 4:15, is pick up that book. I am fuming that I cannot finish it before I go to work. I want to know, it's got to a really sticky point, but I needed to get ready for work. So yeah, that is the plan today, is to finish that. But then I've got the evening. Now I'm currently debating between playing Dreamlight Valley and gaming for a little bit. Or the other thing I am currently thinking about doing is starting The Appeal by Janice Hallett. So it's actually one of my library book picks, which I don't think I actually talked to you about, which is really weird. So I picked up 2 books out of the library last week. And the first one was The Appeal. No, it's not. It's The Examiner. Oh my gosh, I read The Appeal in like August or September. Ignore me. So it's actually The Examiner by Janice Hallett. It is in hardback, but I saw it as I was about to go and get another book out of the library. And it's part of the series I'm doing, which will be uploaded, I think, before this goes out. So you'll be able to have a look at what I got. So I'm really excited to get into that. And I need something quick and easy after a very like dark Chris Carter. And I feel like Janice Hallett is the perfect author for that. So that potentially is the plan. We're gonna see. The only thing is, it's a big chunky hardback, so I would not be able to read that on the treadmill because I read on the treadmill with my Kindle and my clicker. So it might be that I don't, or I might just put my audiobook on while I don't know. That's tomorrow's problem. But yeah, so I'm going to head into work now. Like I said, finishing at 4, hopefully read. I am going to have another cosy evening. That worked wonders for me last night. Admittedly, I haven't recorded me walking on the treadmill or my journal this morning. My journal had yesterday's page on, so I didn't want to share that. My journal, I do post it on Instagram, but I put my pen over it so I don't want people to read. So like it can't really be read and understood. So that's why I haven't posted me doing my journal, because it's very personal and private to me. There are some things I don't want people to see in there. So yeah, that's why. But yeah, I haven't filmed any content yet as of recording this. So obviously there will be some coming from the evening, hopefully. But yeah, you'll see what I get to do and I'll chat to you about it tomorrow. But yet again, guys, it is raining. So guess what I am doing? I'm going to head into work now, get going for the day. But yeah, have a lovely Tuesday and I will speak to you all very, very soon. Good morning and happy Wednesday. We are halfway through the week, thank the Lord. It has been a positive week. It's not been a bad week. I'm just exhausted. Unfortunately, the little dog you may or may not be able to hear snoring in the background had me awake at 3:30. Did I get out of bed? No. Did I wait till my alarm went off to get up? Yes. Am I still going to be like setting off bang on time? Absolutely. But yeah, let's quickly talk about yesterday. So the plan was to finish I Am Death by Chris Carter, and I did finish it. I read a good chunk of it. I think I was at like 88% when I last spoke to you. And then I got to about 94, 95 after my treadmill workout yesterday. I then finished the last 5%. However, my plan was to finish that 5% as soon as I got in from work. I did finish at, I think, 4:30, so it gave me a little bit of time before tea. However, I had to have a dispute with Royal Mail. Their wait time was, well, they said 50, I was on hold for an hour and 5, but by the time it got that far, I just thought I'm too deep. So I was on hold to them for well over an hour, and then by the time I'd sorted the issue, it was tea time. I think I ate my tea over the phone to Royal Mail. So yeah, that wasn't exactly the plan. However, I did finish it. Oh my goodness, I think I finally found a 5-star thriller. It's about bloody time. So yeah, so then I've picked up something very different, and that is The Examiner by Janice Hallett, and I have already been reading this morning, so with being up so early, I was not feeling getting on the treadmill at all. I don't want to overpush my body because I have got a long day at work ahead of me, so I did sit and read my book. It's quick and easy, it's mixed media format. I'm not sure if Janice Hallett is the author for me though. Like, the books are good, but I just think I'm so much more towards Chris Carter these days that I feel like they're a bit too tame for me, but I don't think they're a bad book. So it'll be an easy read, a bit of a palate cleanser before I try and find hopefully another fast-paced thriller. So that's today. I am working until 5, if not later, so I don't think much reading will be going on. My sister will be picking up Bella, however, I think she's doing that while I'm at work. So I think we're in for a good evening. I think I should be able to chill once I've had my tea, so maybe get an hour of reading in. But yeah, that's the plan. I better finish going and get ready. Have a good day, guys. Yet again, it is dark and it's raining. I love autumn when I'm indoors and reading my book. I do not love autumn to go to work in. Give me spring and summer any day of the week for work. So yeah, these dark mornings are not life. But yeah, have a lovely day, guys. Come along with me as always, and I will speak to you all very, very soon. Good morning and happy Thursday. I had to think about what day it was then. I don't know why I suddenly forgot, and I'm munching on a cereal bar before I go and do the food shop. Sorry, right. Let's try again. Happy Thursday. Yesterday, you didn't get any content, I don't think. Oh, I did my gratitude journal, and that was all you got, because yesterday was a write-off of a day for me. I had probably one of the most hectic days at work. It's that time of year people get sick. So it was a very tricky day. I also had staff meetings, so I didn't finish till about 5:30. And then my sister came over with my nephew, and I did read a little bit before bed, and I did read The Examiner by Janice Hallett, and I did actually end up reading like 100 pages of that. It's not that I didn't read, but I just wasn't in the mindset to film for it because I just needed to shut off from the world, quite frankly, yesterday. It was quite the day. So yeah, so we'll move swiftly into today. Obviously, I'm talking about The Examiner by Janice Hallett. I didn't realise it was such a beast of a book for a start, but I am a quarter of the way through, and I do intend to pick it up tonight. I've had a really productive morning with my PPA, and I've also been up so early, I've managed to do the housework, do some washing. We're going to do the food shop so I can get home at 3:30 and just relax. So I intend to do so. And I intend to read a good bulk of that today. How much depends on my day and my afternoon. I've had a lovely morning. But yeah, so that's obviously talking about The Examiner. The other book, obviously I've just mentioned I've been doing my PPA, so that means I've listened to Murder in the Gallowgate by Danielle Sellers, and I am still really enjoying it. I think I'm about 60-70% in now. I've probably got about 3 hours to go, I think. It's quite a chunky book. It's only 400 pages, but it feels really chunky. The chapters are still long, but I'm still enjoying the concepts of it. I'm not sure if I want to continue with the rest of the series though, apart from I will have to read the arc. But I'm not overly bothered about continuing the story. I feel like Lola, the main character whose like series this is about, isn't hooking me in enough at the moment to want to like commit to her character, not like I do with Robert Hunter and the Chris Carter series, and like I have done with Eddie Flynn and the Steve Kavanagh. So yeah, we'll see how we go. I'm planning to listen to that I think probably won't listen to any more of it today, but I am planning on listening to it potentially tomorrow. However, that depends because I'm going to sound really sad when I say this. I watch EastEnders when it goes on BBC iPlayer at 6 AM. However, they've not been doing that for the past 2 days, so I'm like a day behind. So normally I get to Friday, and obviously there's no episode on a Friday, so I don't have anything to watch. So then I put my audiobook on while I'm getting ready for work, but they didn't put Wednesdays on at 6 or Thursdays at 6. So I haven't actually got an episode to watch, so I'll have to watch that in the morning potentially, unless it's not on. But I think it will be. So yeah, that is the plan for the day. I've now just chunted on at you for no reason whatsoever, but I'm going to go and do the food shop, head into work, have a really positive afternoon, I'm determined. And then, yeah, have a really chilled evening. So I'll bring you along for the chilled evening, and then tomorrow I've got something really exciting to talk to you about. Hopefully. It may potentially fall through at the moment, but I'm hoping it doesn't because I am looking forward to it, but I'll let you know about that tomorrow. Have a good day. Good morning, guys, and happy Friday. Oh my gosh. I am so glad to see a Friday, I'm not going to lie. Now, I've got a bit of a weird get up going on today. However, I just want to quickly talk about it, and it is children in need today. So obviously I work in a school with children with additional needs, so we very much promote children in need. So I am wearing my Pudsey t-shirt. Let me just move you back in so we can have a proper chat. So yeah, I'm feeling very dressed down today, but it's fine. The hair is straight because tonight I have some exciting news. I said I didn't know if it was happening, and it is. I am going to an author event tonight. So I am going to an author talk with A.A. Dan, and there is another author whose name I cannot remember, but it's not somebody I've heard of, so I'm intrigued to see if it's something I would read, because I recently read A.A. Dan's The Chemist, and I read that at the end of October thanks to it being handed to me by a friend. I then went to visit the Waterstones in Bradford a couple of weeks after I'd read that. In fact, no, it was still while I was reading it. And my friend had loved the book, and then I saw that that author was doing an event there, so I sent her a picture of it and she was like, should we go? And I've never been to an event with her before. She's a work friend, and yeah, I've never really done anything bookish with anybody outside of it, apart from my best friend, but I've always met up at Medwell and she's come along for the sake of it, whereas this event is literally because she loves it. And it's the first time I've been to a Waterstones book event, and I've only ever been to a Steve Kavanagh one till this year, and then I met Daniel Sellers, and now I'm meeting A.A. Dan, which is really exciting. I just need to speak to the Waterstones if they sell the books on the day. Because obviously I borrowed them, I don't own one, but I would really love to own one to get signed. So yeah, anyway, that's that bit of chat out the way. I've woken up this morning full of cold. Yay! It's been brewing all week. I'm hoping it's one of those first thing in the morning because I'm tired cold and that it'll subside by the end of the day. It's not too bad at the moment. It's a sore throat. I'm a little bit sniffly. If it stays like that, I can deal. Anyway, I'm not going to moan about me. Let's chat about yesterday. I didn't get any content, guys. I worked, didn't I, till dinner. Then I did finish at 3:30. Did I pick up a book? No. Did I have my tea, then pick up a book? No. I watched Trigger Point with my other half. We just got comfy. I could not be bothered to get my backside off the sofa. I didn't actually finish work till after 4 o'clock either, and I just couldn't be bothered. So I didn't pick up my book. However, I did already listen to Murder in the Gallowgate by Daniel Sellers, and I'm at the 67% mark-ish, I think. I'm 3/4 of the way through. No, I'm not. I'm 2/3 of the way through, Katie. Do your maths. And I'm reasonably enjoying it, to be honest. I'm not going to continue with the series. I think I did say that yesterday. However, I will read the arc that I've received. But I will have to read it, which might be the slog. But you've got to give them a chance. They may, you know, that first book I'm currently reading is his first book. You tend to find the author's worst books are their first, and I really enjoyed The Lollipop Man and The Devil's Smile. So I'm hoping that, yeah. But it's not a series I feel really committed to, unfortunately. That being said, the current read that I did have on the go was The Examiner by Janice Hallett. Let's talk about that for 2 minutes. I'm not feeling it, and more than anything, it's the convenience of it. It's, as you can see, it's literally starting shot here. It's a chunky hardback, and like I'm going to a book event tonight, I'm not carrying that in my backpack. So what I'm going to do is put it on hold till the weekend. I know we're on Friday, but Sunday I've got my sprints. I feel like I can inhale a good chunk of that in my sprints because it's a really quick and easy multimedia read. So I've put it down. And I'm going to pick up When You Disappeared by John Mars. So I should probably be tackling my physical TBR, but I also do want to tackle my John Mars backlist. And I have a few left and I own all of them now. So whether that's Kindle or physical. So I'm going to pick up When You Disappeared. I'm going to start reading it now because I'm sat talking to you. I don't know if you can tell because I have got a lot of lights on to provide better lighting for this video. But it's pitch black, it's pouring it down, and it's early. I got up at 5:30, didn't want to work out because I feel so rough, and just thought, you know what, forget it. Got ready, and I thought I'll just chill till I have to go to work. So I have 25 to 30 minutes before I need to set off, so I'm going to sit and read my book for a little bit. That goes without saying, guys, that's my plan. I'll come home. I need to do a few social media bits because tomorrow I'm going book shopping, which is exciting. And yeah, so I'm going to do a few bits when I get home. And then obviously I'm going to bring you along with me for the event tonight because that's exciting times. I'm not sure how my friend's going to be about me filming content, but she won't be in it. But yeah, very much looking forward to the talk. Going to read my book for a little bit now. I've chatted at you for 5 minutes. I do apologise. Have a really lovely Friday, guys, and I will speak to you all tomorrow when we're nearly at the end of the vlog. The end of the vlog gets better at least. But yeah, have a lovely Friday, guys, and I will speak to you all very, very soon. Good morning and happy Saturday. I've already filmed part of this once. However, I couldn't get my words out. I'm brewing a cold, started chanting at you about, yay, I've got a voice. I have got a tickle, so I don't think content's on the cards today. But let me talk to you about yesterday. I went to an author event and I got these two books. So I got Hunted by Abir, is it Mukherjee? Now, I actually have seen this everywhere. I'm surprised I didn't recognise the author's name. But yeah, and then the other author I met was A.A. Dand. Now, this is book 3 of a detective series, and I've picked this one up because he talked about this in his talk, and it was really, like, interesting. It's set in Bradford, which was where the event was. And the way he described it, I was like, I don't care if I don't read book 1 and 2. I probably will at some point, but I wanted him to sign this one. The reason we actually went to the event, I went with a friend from work and we saw that they were doing the event because my friend got an advance reader copy of The Chemist and she passed it on to me to try. I know I talked about it not that long ago and we both really enjoyed the book. There's a second one coming in May next year and I'm really excited for that. So we said we'd both go to the event. She's never been to one before, so I've got her into all sorts of bookish things now. I love it. So yeah, obviously I had to buy books because I don't know any by either author. But I've seen this one everywhere, honestly. So I'm super excited to... That's actually his best book as well, he said, so that's why I picked that one. And then obviously, like I said, this one starts quite... So he says, this one starts with the body being hung in the Bradford Waterstones at a particular window, pointed it out in the event, and I'm like, oh my God, I'm hooked. So yeah, I want to try and get Hunted read at some point. I've got so many books to read, guys, and I keep adding to my TBR. But that was last night, so I did bring you with me. But let's talk about what I actually read yesterday. So I talked to you about When You Disappeared by John Marrs, and I read 22 pages. I started it after I spoke to you on Friday. You did get footage of me reading that before I went to work because I was ready super early. But that's all I read. I didn't have time after that because I got home from work. I did all my social media, like this editing, obviously up until this video. And I did editing for like my Insta and stuff, so I haven't done anything else yet, and I didn't read. And then the event, I had to set off at 20 to 6 to get to my friends, then we had to get there. We got there just in time for the event. The weather was gross. There's a storm and a yellow warning in place. Did we still go to the event even though we had to walk for quite some time? Hell yes, we did. So I didn't pick up anything else because by the time I got home it was like 9:30. So I posted a bit of content about the author event and then that was it. So yeah, but I am going to read that today. My plan is to head into town now. I want to go and have a look at the Works Black Friday deal. I wasn't gonna, I don't need any more books, but I'm gonna. It's basically all I'm gonna say. Yeah, I don't know. I've seen a few books I want and I thought, do you know what? They're not ever going to be that cheap again. So I'm saying, sod it, I'm going to go tackle the storm because it's still going. It's absolutely piddling it down. But yeah, that's my sidetrack. The other book also I want to talk to you about quickly is Murder in the Gallowgate by Danielle Sellers. And I am now, I think, a couple of hours off finishing it, if that. So my plan is to try and finish it today, so I can start the new week on a new audio. However, it depends. So I'm going to put it on in the car. I'm going to put it on while I'm walking around the bookshop, maybe in the coffee shop, but I might read physically, well, Kindle. Kindle, is that a word? So yeah, that's the plan. So this morning's very much like self-care fueled, and then I'm driving over for my nails, which isn't local. So yeah, I'll probably have a good chunk of that read today. There's no football because it's international break. So that's really good as well, because it means like me and Kieran can have some gaming time, or just generally just might finish binge watching Trigger Point actually. But yeah, you get my point. I've got a pretty chilled day ahead. I'm chuntering on at you for a long period of time again, guys. I am sorry. But yeah, that's my plan for the day. And then obviously I'll try and remember to film at the end of the day, but if I don't, I'll definitely be back tomorrow morning with an end of week update. But yeah, super exciting end to my week. I feel like my blog's got a lot better towards the end of the week than it did the beginning. But unfortunately, when I work full time and my actual teaching hours, it does become really difficult. But yeah, that's the plan. So have a lovely Saturday. Come along with me to the bookshop, and I will see you all very, very soon. Good morning, this is the end of the vlog. I have woken up this morning full of cold, so today is going to be a good day. But yeah, what a reading week in the end. I actually didn't read much yesterday, so I'll briefly talk to you about yesterday. I don't think I'll be able to talk long. But yeah, it was a good reading, like self-care day. So I did my book shopping. The haul is coming in a separate video. If I can get it filmed, which will go in my shorts in the next couple of days. But yeah, I did book shopping, I got new nails, I had a really chilled night as well. I didn't read much, so I did manage to finish Murder in the Gallowgate by Daniel Sellers, and I did enjoy that. I'm going to go and quickly write my review before I go live now. And I did also read, but not very much of, When You Disappeared by John Marrs. The long chapters, I have picked them this month, guys. Yeah, the long chapters are just not life. But like I said, that's next week's problem. But anyway, didn't read much in terms of physical, but I did get my audiobook done, which was quite a lot of pages. But yeah, as always, guys, thank you so much for joining me. It would mean the world if you could hit that subscribe button. I am loving doing my booktubes at the moment. And yeah, I just want to just keep going with them. They are so much fun, and yeah, so I would really appreciate if you came along with me. But thank you so much for joining me, guys, and I'll see you all in the next video.